Hello, beautiful people. Today's story is about love, choices, and family. The two brothers. Ethan and David were brothers. Ethan was the elder, calm and hardworking. David was younger, smart but often careless. They lived in a small town with their father, who was a farmer and known for his honesty. One evening, their father became very sick. He called his sons near his bed. His voice was weak, but his eyes were gentle. "My dear boys," he said softly, "I don't have much wealth. Only this land and this house. Share it with love. Promise me you will always take care of each other." The brothers nodded, tears in their eyes. They promised to stay together. That night, their father closed his eyes forever. After the funeral, the brothers worked side by side. Ethan woke up before sunrise, plowed the fields, watered the plants, and took care of every detail. David helped, but his heart was often outside, with his friends and the fun of the town. Ethan didn't complain. He believed his younger brother would learn in time. For a while, life was peaceful. But one afternoon, David came home with a restless face. "Brother," he said, "why don't we divide the land? You work your part and I'll work mine. That way, each of us is free." Ethan looked at him sadly. "David, Father wanted us to stay together. It is easier if we share everything." But David shook his head. "I want my own life. I want to make my own choices." Ethan thought for a long time. At last he agreed. They divided the land and began living separately. At first, David felt proud. He spent his days laughing with friends, buying new clothes, and wasting money on parties. His field slowly grew dry because he forgot to water it. He believed money would always come easily. Meanwhile, Ethan worked silently. His field turned green, and his crops were strong. He sold them in the market and saved every coin. He lived simply but happily. 1 year later, heavy rains came. The river overflowed, and the town was flooded. Houses broke, roads disappeared underwater, and many people lost their land. Ethan's field survived because he had built strong fences and drains. David's field, weak and dry, washed away completely. He had no food, no savings, and no friends left to help him. Hungry and hopeless, David walked to Ethan's house one night. He stood outside in the rain, afraid to knock. Shame filled his heart. He thought his brother would reject him. But when Ethan saw him, he ran forward and hugged him tightly. "You are my brother," Ethan said. "This is your home too." David's eyes filled with tears. "I was foolish. I left you for selfish reasons. Still, you forgive me?" Ethan smiled. "The weight of pride is nothing against the strength of togetherness. Father wanted us to stay together. That promise still matters." From that day, David stayed with Ethan again. He worked hard, side by side with his brother. He woke up early, learned how to care for the land, and slowly became responsible. Together, they rebuilt what was lost. Their farm grew bigger. Their harvests filled the market. Soon, they became known across the town as men of honesty and hard work. Years passed, and both brothers married and had children. The children played together in the same yard, without knowing which house belonged to whom, because everything was shared. Whenever people asked how their family remained so strong, Ethan would say, "We learned to forgive, and we learned to keep our promise." And David would nod and add, "I once lost everything, but I gained more when I found my brother again." The townspeople often said, "Look at those two brothers. They may fight with the world, but never with each other." My dear friends, this story reminds us that mistakes can happen, but love and forgiveness can heal everything. Wealth can be lost, but unity can build it again. Thank you for listening to The Two Brothers. Remember, kindness and forgiveness are greater than anger. Stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next story.